So I know some of you are having some problems with this, but I'll go through and kind of show you one route to go. Again, I think this process, as far as glitching photographs, used to be a little bit easier as far as using Audacity, and I think through updates and such, through Audacity, it's gotten a little bit more lunky. If you're having problems with that, try the text edit. And again, I think if you are of course working on a Mac, you should have text edit somewhere. Here's mine right here down at the bottom. You can also use that. When you do load your photos into text edit, you have to be careful. If you do use it and you don't see your image anymore, then you've corrupted too much information. And that's what this process is all about, is just corrupting information to get different effects. So I'll kind of go through using Audacity. The first thing here is, of course, to change just a regular photo into something else that's got a little bit more information. So I'm just taking a JPEG and going to turn it into a TIFF. And so I'm just using Preview to do that. So I'll go down and export and just change that into a TIFF. Keeping the same size, I'll label it test image. Save that. And then close that out. Okay, so here's the image that I know that I need to use to upload. So I'm going to go down and bring up Audacity. And this is a great program just to have in general. I used to use Audacity a lot just for sound and sound projects. So it's handy to have, even if you're downloading it. Keep it. You don't have to get rid of it. We'll look at some sound artists at some point in time. Anyways, so this is where it gets a little bit, you have to make sure you follow kind of the directions. And we want to import and then raw data. And then I'm going to go find that image. So test image, open. And then again, we want to make sure here we set it to ULAW, big Indian, one channel, and import. And then we'll see it show up as like literally a sound wave. So you can do multiple effects on one image. So here, again, moving in, I'm going to drag and grab quite a bit of the image. And then let's put an effect on it. We'll just do a quick echo. And you can alter these times. The more you alter, the more it's going to give a kind of interesting effect. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to cross over and just add a little bit more and try a different effect on part of it. So we'll go let's try a little bit of invert and see what happens. And that's just going to kind of, not exactly sure. We'll see what happens there. Okay, so after we've done some effects, we want to export it. And so I'm just going to go to, you can either use audio or multiple. Audio is probably just the easiest. When this comes up, I'm going to automatically just label it as new image, uncompressed files. Keep it as raw, headerless, and then again encoding ULAW. We'll save that, save it to our desktop. Don't worry about any of that. And then this is where it gets tricky, and I know a lot of people, or several people, are having kind of this difficulty here. And that is, you get this raw file, and so naturally you want to open it up as a raw file in Photoshop, but with this extension is not opening properly. So I think a good trick to do is just go ahead and change it back to a TIFF. And then I want to show you, and you get this, it comes up, so keep raw, use TIFF. Use TIFF. I can close Audacity right now. And so this is the image that I want to open up and magically see what happens. So I want to show you two things here. One, I'll just go in and open it in Photoshop. And you're going to, if you get this warning, just say continue, and then it should just open up. And then this is my image with glitches added into it. So it turned out kind of interesting. I think it definitely could go in and add some more filters to it. and really even push it even further. But at least now we've saved it, opened it up, and now I can change it back into a JPEG, a PDF, or another file as long as I'm here. But I'll close this, just not save that, close this down. And then I want to show you one other thing. If you have, and I'm assuming that hopefully by the end of the week you all have Adobe working. Go in here to and open it in Illustrator. And if this is unclicked, go ahead and show preview, and you can convert it. Don't really worry about any of this. We're just going to want to open it up, but I want to show you a couple things here. This is kind of like a first intro to Illustrator, depending on your experience. Downsize it so that we can see it. And then if I want to save it out of Illustrator, it's different than Photoshop. We're going to go File, and then Export, Save Web. And then you get a whole different menu option that's looks quite a bit different than Photoshop. And so once you get to this point, we want to go up here and look at our top right and look at our menu bar. And so make sure it's set to JPEG, high resolution, quality, just go up to 100. Take it there, and then now we can save it. Again to our desktop. So new image, new Illustrator. Make sure it's at my desktop and save. And now I've got my JPEG of my GIF. So it took a little bit of time. It's a little bit obviously more process oriented than the website link that I showed you. And that's for a reason. I want you to kind of go through the longer process of kind of getting this. It's a unique effect, and you can obviously push it much further than what I've done here, going in and using those audio effects to really push it. Now, what we'll do later is, I mean, we can get some of these effects in Photoshop, but it can take a little bit longer, actually, in Photoshop at times. So again, stick with it. Try this method. Again, changing it to a TIFF, and go that route. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. This, in theory, again, you've got all week to to work on this. So again, if you have more questions, let me know at the end of the week. All right, bye.